Welcome back. It has been a wild year on the presidential election trail. Although Election Day is still 11 months away, the candidates have been hitting the campaign trail hard since early this year. Here's a look back at some of the highlights and the lowlights.
Surrounded by the lessons of our history, but inspired by the promise of our future, I announce my candidacy for President of the United States.
I am proud to announce my candidacy for President of the United States of America.
That is why I am running for President of the United States.
And I've decided I'm a candidate for President of the United States of America.
The head of the Republican Party, Reince Priebus, told us even with a crowded 17-candidate field, he isn't worried about the competition or about the impact Donald Trump is having on the race.
Really, I think it's going to be a great night, and I think he's going to obviously excite a lot of the folks in the party.
Because a lot of people say the American dream is dead, but the American dream, I'm going to bring it back bigger and better and stronger than ever before.
I think his response, his visceral response to attack people on their appearance, that happened in junior high. Are we not way above that?
There are Democrats, some that are even going to be up on the stage, who have asked for more debates. Some people say that's to protect Hillary Clinton. That's why we don't have more for the Democrats. What do you think about that?
Well, we have a variety of opportunities for voters to take a good, close look at our candidates. Our 6 sanctioned debates. We have a number of candidate forums with media partners.
Enough of the emails. Let's talk about the real issues facing America.
What's it going to take for you to stay in the race?
As long as I have budget, I'm staying in. As long as I have the funds to stay in, I will.
But after much thought, I've decided to end my campaign for the president today.
Hillary Clinton leading you by 41 points in Iowa. How do you plan to make up ground?
Well, by 41 points? Well, no, that's very different from the other polls that I have seen.
The questions that are being asked shouldn't be trying to get people to tear into each other. It should be, what are your substantive solutions to people?
I just want the record to reflect, I asked you about the debt limit and I got no answer.
But Marco, when you signed up for this was a 6-year term, and you should be showing up to work.
And then someone has convinced you that attacking me is going to help you.
The reality is this isn't my time, so we are suspending the campaign.
Do you think it's time that other candidates do the same?
Hey, look, that's up to them. The reality is I don't think anybody should pick our nominee except for the voters.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
And to all of our Muslim friends throughout the world, I am sorry. He does not represent us.
We need to be united against the threats that we face, making sure that Muslim Americans don't feel left out or marginalized at the very moment when we need their help.
It's going to be an interesting race. Well, coming up tonight at